Folks, I want to show you something here this afternoon about halting your horse. If you're a beginning rider, you've been around horses for a while even, maybe you've been around horses all your life, maybe there's something here that'll help you. My friend Frank here, come back here, Frank. He's going to help me out a little bit. Now, this is equipment I use, and it's a double diamond rope halter with a 12-foot yacht braid lead rope. Now, a lot of people, including me at first, and believe me when I tell you this, I'm not telling you anything that I haven't done myself. You don't pop out of the womb doing the right thing with your horse. It's all trial and error. Failure equals learning. So anyway, a lot of people walk around their halter like this. What I like to do is I like to have my halter in order. So before I go to catch my horse, I got to be ready to catch my horse. To be ready to catch my horse, I got to get my halter right. So I'm going to double up my rope here. I'm going to lay that rope across my elbow, inside of my elbow like that, with the part that goes to my halter on the outside towards my hand. This is a safety issue. We're going to talk about safety here in a second. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand on that knot right there. What it's going to look like is this. Okay, then when I get to my horse, I'm not coming at him from the front, because a lot of horses are threatened by being approached right in their face. But I'll come back here to the shoulder. Then what I want to do is to put this halter on. There's a number of people who think that's the way you do it, and that'll work, but it's rude to the horse first off, because well, it can come around and hit him like that, and sooner or later it's going to knock your hat off, or sooner or later it's going to hit you in the eye. Plus the fact that when it's like this, if he decides he doesn't want to be haltered, the only thing he has to do is take his head and go that way, and you're gone. It's over. But if I take the halter, put it like that, take the lead rope, put it like that, take my left hand, stick it up underneath his neck, reach over his neck here. Now even a short woman can do that, or a short man can do that on Frank. He's 16.1, pushing 16.2. I get the halter rope here. Now I've got this, I can open it up to give him a place to put his nose. And let's see if that's what he'll do. Will you put your nose in there, Frank? Frank says, oh, no, but you can put the rope over my halter over my nose. Like that. I'm going to work that up, put it behind his ears. Now, here I'm going to run that rope through that loop there. Put that knot through. Now I've caught him. He's caught. He knows he's caught. Even if he's a kind of a bronchial 2-year-old or bronchial 20-year-old, he's caught. Plus the fact that you can let go and that halter stays on there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull here, reach under here, check, make sure that the halter's up between his cheeks, underneath his chin, up here, nice and tight. Then I'm going to take my hand, move your head just a little bit, Frankie. I'm going to take my hand, I'm going to take my fingers like this, I'm going to move them up the rope as I pull on the rope. Now I've got it tight, and I hold it just like that. I don't let go. Now I'm going to take this knot, I'm going to stick it underneath the loop. Take my left hand fingers and push that knot through that loop I just formed like this. That leaves a pretty nice little knot. Now there's something I need to tell you. You don't want to ever reach through a loop in a rope of any kind, because you can lose your fingers. If you do this, and I'm going to do this just for demonstration's purpose, if you say, oh, there it is, and reach here, if he pulls back right now, I'm going to lose my fingers, at least 2 of them, finger and thumb. That's what makes us a human, the opposable thumb. So I take that and push it through as I hold the rope tight still here. Now, there's also those of you who will tie the knot up here, like this. Well, you end up with an ugly knot first off, which is rude to your horse. But secondly, if you got a horse that pulls back, this thing tightens up, you will never be able to get that thing off without a knife, which we're going to talk about in a second. But if I take that off, come back here and do what we're supposed to do, push this thing through here, I get that pretty little knot. Now, if he pulls back, this thing will tighten up, and I mean it will get tight. But you can hold the knot and push that loop up this part of the rope and get you enough to loosen it up. Done it lots of times. Now, once I get it tied like this, I don't leave this flopping. First off, I want to make sure it's not going to hit him in the eye. And I guess it could hit him in the corner of the eye. But on a smaller horse, this thing could come clear around here and smack him right in the eye. It also bangs around on him here, which makes him just a little bit concerned. And you want the least distractions your horse can have when you're dealing with him. You want your horses to have as much of your horse's attention on you as possible. And if he's got this thing banging around there, some percent of that attention he can give you is being given to this dang knot here. So we want to stick that up like that. Now, then what I do is I get here. I'm going to be 3 to 4 feet off of his knot on his chin, under his chin. You know how they taught 4-H and FFA horsemanship is grab a hold of the knot and you can leave them like this. Well, you can, but this is a very dangerous place to be, because if you're here and his first step forward with his left foot's going to hit me in the back of my right foot, that is not going to be pleasant. So what I want to do is I want to be out here so I can be away from him just a little bit. He don't mean to step on you. They don't want to step on you. But if you're in their way, they're going to step on you, because he can't see his front feet right now. So he can't see to step around you because you're blocking this little bit of the view he's got by holding on to this. Now, the second thing that's wrong with holding here is that this kills his ability to move his head. And oh yeah, boy, I got control. I don't want his head moving around. Well, why not? Why can't his head move? Well, because, gosh, I want his attention on me. Well, no. If his head moves around and he looks around, guess what doesn't move? His feet don't move. If you hold here or tie him here in cross ties, if you put him in cross ties or hold this here for him to look over there, he'll get it done, because he's going to take his rear end and he's going to move it that way. So his rear end is going to step 3 or 4 feet that way so that his head turns this way in your hand. Now, I don't know about you, but I'd much rather have his head move than his feet to move. Because if his feet move, there's a chance he's going to step on something that doesn't need to be stepped on. Dog, cat, some of those need to be stepped on. Kids, rasp, whatever. Kick over the spray bottle, whatever. Don't let his feet move. His feet don't need to move. Now, if I hold his rope like this with the part that goes to his halter here in my hand, on the outside of my hand, like this. If he takes off, this goes out, but this stays here. If it's opposite, I got a horse that's taken off. Now, I at least have, if I'm like this, I've at least got some possibility of catching this rope before it takes off completely. I still got some in my hand. You'll pull it out. I still got some. Still have a chance to hold on to him. Hopefully not let him hold on to him enough he would drag me across the road. But that's why we put it like this. That's why we don't ever do this. That's why we never create a situation. We're going to put this thing through a tie ring. We never do that, because that tie ring is going to come like this if he pulls back. It doesn't have to be tied. You just have to pull back. You're going to lose that finger. I mean, completely off. Had a friend out in Montana. Heck of a piano player. Played piano for the church. And he did exactly that. He had this beautiful black mare, just beautiful. She had a little tendency to pull back every once in a while. Put her in the trailer, reached up, put his finger in that thing to pull down to it like that. He misses a few keys now because that's what his hand looks like. But he looked up in there and said, gee, there's my finger. So anyway, we want to be safe with the ropes because this is where you're going to get hurt. Ropes are dangerous. But horses and ropes go together. You need to learn to handle the rope. You need to learn where to put your hands. You need to learn to stay back away from your horse a little bit. You need to learn this knot. There's just a lot of stuff with ropes you need to learn. And we're going to go over some of those things in our next video. Hand positions on the rope and what the rope means when you're on the ground as opposed to what the reins mean when you're in the saddle. So stay tuned for that one, and we'll get that done here pretty soon.